Hey guys, welcome back to another video in this plane geometry series, technical drawing series with AutoCAD. I am Stefan, and we are going to be dealing with uh, a new topic today of dividing a line into several equal parts. So if we have a line and we want to divide it into equal parts, this is how you would go about doing it. Now, you might ask, why would I want to do that? Now, I'm sure you can think of some reasons, some very good reasons. And you might say to yourself, why would I want to do all of this just to divide a line? I can just, use a calculator or work things out to divide a line and figure it out. Now, that might make sense if you're dealing with a convenient number, like say let's divide 100 into four equal parts. Oh, so every part is going to be 25. But what if you're dealing with a line that is 99.672183, and we want to divide that into seven equal parts? Now you can work that out on a calculator, but good luck dividing that precisely um, in your drawing. So the good way to do that, and the best way to do that is using this method, as we'll see in this drawing. So the last drawing we dealt with bisecting a straight line into two equal parts. So now we're going to be looking at dividing a given line into several equal parts. Now for this one, we're going to divide a line into maybe five equal parts to keep it simple. The process is very easy, very simple to remember. So let's go ahead and switch to our object layer. Remember, if you have not seen the very first video in this series, that's where we set up our space, our drawing space, our model space, and created all our layers and everything. So go ahead and do that. Look at that video and come right back to this one. So first things first, we want to switch to our object layer, which is going to be our thickest line. And we want to activate the line tool, but instead of clicking on the line tool, we're going to use the command shortcut. So we're just going to type L, and that's going to show us the line option. Hit enter. So now our line tool is activated. So we're going to draw a straight line. Let's draw this line. um, let's make it 100 millimeters once more and hit enter. Right, so there we go, 100 millimeters. I'm now going to hit escape on the keyboard to get out of that line tool. Now the next step to um, dividing a line into equal parts is to draw another line. We're going to switch to the construction layer and then use activate the line tool once more by typing L, enter, and then we're going to click on the beginning of the line, and we're going to draw a line. It does not matter where we draw it underneath it. We're going to draw a longer line or just a line underneath it like so, and just click. I'm not going to put it any specific distance. I'm not going to put it at any specific angle. I'm just going to put it underneath like so. All right, and then hit escape to come out of that. Now what we're actually going to do, we're actually going to divide this line up to help us to divide this one equally. So how do we do that? Well, we are going to, let me just zoom in a little bit. What we're going to do, we're going to use the arc tool, make sure it's set to center start in, and then we are going to mark arcs on this line that are equal distance apart. So let's say we wanted to divide this into five equal parts. um, I'm going to use an arc tool, start right here, and then I'm going to mark arcs. um, Choose a radius and mark arcs. So the radius I'm going to choose, you could choose whatever you want. Just don't choose one that's too big where you won't be able to mark enough arcs, or you're going to have to lengthen this line. So I don't know what length this is, but I know this is 100. Um, so I'm probably going to use like um, 30 millimeters and mark arc. That might be too much, but we'll see. So I'm just going to mark an arc. Remember, I can only go counterclockwise, so I'm going to start below the line, type 30, hit enter, and now I can mark the arc right there, and then click. So we're just going to repeat that process 5 times, and we're going to make a new arc. Click on the arc tool, and right here is going to be our center where it intersects. Now, if you right where you see that X, that means that's the intersection where this arc crosses this line. If you don't see that, then you can come down here and turn on the intersection snap, the object snap settings. You can turn on all of these to match what I have are going to be useful. So I'm going to use right here where it says, where it has the X, my intersection, and then I'm going to use the same 30, hit enter, and then mark an arc like so. So now I'm going to just do that 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 30, 4, 30, 5. Now if this line for you was a little too short, you can just click on the line, and then at the last point, at the last square, blue square, hover over it with your mouse, and you will see this option pop up. Click lengthen, and now you could lengthen it or shorten it, and it will maintain its angle like so. Right? Will not change the angle. So here we have this line has 5 arcs that intersect, that cut this line. And remember, we want to divide this line into 5 equal parts. So this is the that was a very important step. And to finish it all off, we're going to use the line tool yet again. Type L, enter, and then we're going to draw a line from the last arc right here. Make sure that X shows up, not that triangle. The triangle is the midpoint. The X, like so. Zoom in, zoom in if you need to, and we're going to draw a line from that last arc to the end of our line. All right. Now this is one of the most important steps. We're going to use the copy tool, and we're going to copy this line so that we can maintain this angle, and we're going to place it at each of these lines. All right, at each of these arcs, sorry. So we're going to use the copy tool. Click on the copy tool, and then where it says select the objects you want to copy, we want to copy this one. That's the only thing we want to copy, so hit enter when you're finished. And now it asks for a base point. So we're going to select right here. So I want to pick this up, click it. So now we can move this line around and create copies of it. So I'm going to put it at each of the intersections where the arc intersects the line. Right there, and right there. So I'm just going to zoom in to make sure it's in the right place. Yes, it is. Seems good to me. Because if something like that is off, then it's going to, everything else is going to be off. Alright, so now we can see that there are some sections. This line has been cut at this point, that point, that point, that point. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections um, on this line. We have successfully divided it. But let's see if these divisions are equal. So we're going to measure it. We're going to use, before we do, let's trim off all of these um, parts above the line here. So let's use the trim tool, click trim, if, and then we can just hover over the line. It's going to cut off the excess. right? If you're using AutoCAD 2018, you might have to right click first or hit enter first before you can start trimming away. So you can just trim off these lines, and then I'm gonna switch to the dimension tool, dimension layer, and we're going to use the linear dimensioning tool to measure each of these sections. So I'm just going to click there, and we can see that it's 20. We know the line is 100, so this is 20. 20 times 5 is 100, so we can assume that it's right, but just to be sure, let's measure the rest. Rather than keep using the linear dimension tool and keep measuring from here to here and then from there to there, we can just go to annotate and use the continue, and that is going to allow us to just chain the dimensions together. Just keep clicking like so, right? So we see 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, and then I'm just going to put one more beyond it like so, so we can see the overall length. All right, and no drawing will be complete without adding a title. So I'm going to use the text tool, a single line, and then beneath the drawing, I'm going to click the rotation angle. It's 0 so that it goes horizontally left to right. And then we type in uppercase. So this is going to be called dividing a given line into several equal parts. Or we can say dividing a given line into 5 equal parts. Alright, hit enter twice, and you notice I put this on the wrong layer. So to switch this to the text layer, you will click on it, and then I would just hit the drop down and select the text, and it will switch it to the text layer like so. And there you have it. That's how you divide a line into equal parts. Now you could do this with any amount of divisions. You can make it 7, 50, 100. This is how you would divide a line into X equal parts. Alright, that's it for this video. We'll see you in the next one.